Hello everybody, this is PNJ. I'm going to be giving you guys a 3 comic review because for some reason I've been doing 3 at a time lately. I kind of like 3 at a time. So, I'm going to give you the 3 that I'm going to be talking about, which is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1, The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1.1, and Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's get with the intro. So let's get started with Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1. Peter Parker is now back in his body. He's now in the driver's seat. There are no other passengers in his mine, train, bus, whatever. And now he's seeing the changes that Dr. Octopus has put in his life. People don't like him because of what he has done as Spider-Man, but people never liked him in the first place. They've had their ups and downs, whatever. He now owns his own business. When he remembered, he was working for Horizon Labs, and that was a dream come true. Now he has his own business where he's doing practically the same thing as Horizon Labs, and it's still a dream come true. As the robot was walking around talking to him, he's like, "What would you like me to do, doctor?" He's like, "Wait, I'm not a doctor." Turns around and looks at the plaque. He's like, "Okay, so I'm a doctor." So Peter started finding out a lot of things, well, about himself and what has changed in his life, and some of it is just weirding him out. And the biggest thing is, by the time the end of the chapter comes, he meets up with Anna Maria, and Anna Maria says, "When were you going to tell me that you were Spider-Man?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, and then she starts explaining what he looks like naked, and it's like, that could be anybody, and anyway, he was wearing a mask. And how would you know what he looks like when he's naked? Unless I've seen his entire body. It was like, "Oh, you've seen my body." And the issue ends. Now, honestly, I have the first issue blues with this. I want to know what happens afterwards, and I won't be able to till either the end of this month or the beginning of next month. I'm not sure when it's coming out. But I want more. I do. This is usually what happens when I read the first issue of something. I want more. I never rank any first issue very highly unless it seems a little standalone-ish with a cliffhanger at the end. But because of so many things that have changed with the 31 issues of Superior Spider-Man, I want to know what's going on with the Amazing Spider-Man and how much changed and how is he going to adjust, because one issue is just not enough for me. It's just not enough for me. But other than that, I do think it's a good issue, even though I have that first issue blues right now. And heck, one of the funniest things that I like in the issue is when they were like, "Alright, a half-naked man is tying up a bunch of women in furry costumes. Should this child be watching this?" And one person's like, "I don't think anybody should." But it's already out. More likely the second printings are out since it was sold out last week. So you guys pick it up. You'll enjoy it. And now that I've talked about Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1, let's talk about Amazing Spider-Man issue 1.1, which is going back and telling us like the in-between story of after Uncle Ben died and he became full-fledged Spider-Man. What did he do between that time? And honestly, all you see between the time for this first issue, because I think it's like a 4-part issue, so 1.1 to 1.4, this is only 1.1, and they are talking about him making money to try to, 1, help pay for the mortgage, try to get into the green, help with his uncle's funeral because they don't even have money for that. And it's just him making money by being Spider-Man. He's not running around being a superhero. He's running around trying to pay for the expenses that they have right now by being Spider-Man, by being an entertainer. Now, he's already been doing this when Uncle Ben was alive, and he's still doing it as soon as Uncle Ben died, because it's not that he's trying to make money because, you know, he's trying to like become big and famous by being Spider-Man. Now he knows he needs to make the money, and I kind of like that. And it's slowly showing that he's trying to be a hero. And one person, they were trying to advertise, yeah, Spider-Man saved the day and stopped this enemy, and he's a superhero. He runs in, he's like, "I'm not a superhero. I'm just here to get paid." So this is more likely the Point series is going to show how Peter Parker grew to be a superhero, to be a hero that we know swings around everywhere all the time. Honestly, this one doesn't really give me that first issue blues type of thing, because they do end it on something where it's like, yeah, second issue's gonna deal with what the last panel did. And yes, we did have a short story, and it seems as if they could have just stopped at one issue and just been done with it, but of course they kept on going. So, honestly, I do like it. It's kind of a meh thing to me right now. It was a good read. I would read it again. And recommending it to people, if you're a Spider-Man fan, go ahead and read it. It's fun. But if you're just looking for something to pick up, you might get bored. Because I know if I wasn't a Spider-Man fan, this wouldn't be an issue I would want to pick up. But last but not least, it is The Ultimate Spider-Man. Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 1. Now, there are a few things that happened. So, Miles wants to tell his girlfriend that he's Spider-Man, and he's going to try to find somebody who is an expert at this. He asks Mary Jane all about it. She talks about her past, all the goods and bads about it, and told him that he really needs to think really hard about this, because this can't be some puppy love thing, because, you know, the more people know that you're Spider-Man, the more complicated your life is going to get. Peter Parker kind of learned that lesson in the Ultimate Universe, because for some strange reason, his identity was kind of, number 2. Then the government now has to take over, because S.H.I.E.L.D. is no more, and the government has to move Mr. Green Goblin from point A to point B to their facility and still keep him sedated. And this guy's like, you're all gonna burn, you're all gonna burn. He's like, you're all gonna burn, you're all gonna burn. That's Norman Osborn saying, you're all gonna burn. And what happens? As they're moving him, he burst out of the truck in his Green Goblin form, and that's how far you see him. Another thing is, besides Miles having a problem wanting to tell his girlfriend that he's Spider-Man, he's hoping to see his father again, knowing that his father is a little distraught that he found out that his son is Spider-Man. So he keeps on going back to the apartment to check to see if his father's back. And then, of course, there was these two guys who kind of seemed Spider-Man-ish. You don't see them sticking to walls, but you see them on ledges and fighting and stuff. And it's kind of weirdish. It gives you this weird idea that something fishy is about to happen. Oh, yeah. And the last panel shows Peter Parker, alive and well, in Miles Morales' room, scrounging around for his web shooters. Peter Parker is alive! Or not, I'm not really sure. I can't really say that Peter Parker's alive or not, because, of course, after seeing those two spider-like people, this could be a fake Peter Parker. And after Norman Osborn coming out and bursting out of there, it could be the real Peter Parker. And because I've been reading previous issues, yeah. And as I said in issue number 200, saying that he might come back because the Green Goblin's coming back, because they did say that one of his enemies have come back. Yeah, but still, I'm not really sure about it. So, anywho, this is Pen Name Jay. I'm signing out.